There has to be a tier 1 comp that uses 4 warlocks. This might be it if I haven't tried it. Yeah, that sounds right too. If you learn to think the Bloodbound way, you can fit Contract in more lineups. Yeah, I like that. It's very abusable, same as old Bedfellows, auto-win if you hit shit. If a lot of people are on the same comp as mine, should I jump out or stay in? When's a good time to do this? You should jump out, and a good time to do it is in the first, like, 6 rounds of the game. It's a rough meta right now. The first, like, 6 to 8 rounds of the game are really, really, really important. Because you have to decide exactly, like, you have to decide what you're going, and you have to build that based on what other people are doing. There's BBG. 2 Enchantresses and Venomancer. Lock for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Savage is really forcible without Summoning Stone. I like Savage, I actually do. It feels so bad locking this if we don't get Stone, though. I'm thinking about it. I really am. It's like the one thing is the first early picks don't really matter that much. Because of this meta right now, you can't really go what you want until you see what other people are going anyway. So it feels like opening yourself up to a high roll item grab, which is something like either Summoning Stone or big time contracts by your early picks. Makes some sense. What do you think of Savages? I feel like they fall off later. They're good. You have to go down from 6 to 4 later, and you probably need Stone. But they are good.
Don't worry about a thing.
If it was 2 Venoms, I would lock, but 2 inch is kind of shitty. I mean, they're both basically bad if you don't get Summoning Stone and good if you do, right? Because I don't think winning early rounds really matters very much. It just comes down to enabling your late game comp. And if you find Summoning Stone, this is all part of my late game comp. And if you don't, it's not. Smuggler. Smuggler should win on round 3 here. I don't know. I mean, I can't be in this like ogre warlock thing if I don't find big time contract already, right? I needed to have big time contract by now. It's already too late. It's an okay start. Sure. Isn't Savage Druids alone enough to carry mid-game? Yeah, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I'm winning early if I'm not benching pieces that I'm going to be actually able to use later. This is why I value Embarrassment, just for big-time contracts. Oh, that's interesting. So we've got Fall from Grace. I think the most important thing about scouting right now is you kind of need to look at what everyone is benching. It's a lot more important than what's actually on their boards. Here we don't have much. Our frontline options are pretty bad. Should run like a Shredder or something. And anything is good if you put a chainmail on it and it just wants to be frontline, that's fine. So let's see what most people are doing. Got Savages, start on Aegis Stolen. Apo's in Knights. BBG's in Brawny. K Drayson's got 6 Drows, so he's going to have to find a way to use that. Not sure how. And Players 6153 is in just like some mid-range package, deciding what to do. If he can go Brawny or not. He's got 5 axes. I think he wants to go Brawny too, actually. And we're just on some like win streak pile. I really hate win streak pile.
The Enchantress has
I think it's just weak. I don't know. Maybe Win Streak Pile is kind of neat just because it allows you to pick your path a bit more reactively. I mean, I could see that argument. Clockwork and Tinker when we're already in Shredder. And Scrappies are pretty open right now. I mean, they're kind of open by design right now. Right? Like, nobody can even be in Scrappies right now. Ship it.
This should be exciting.
I think I can literally ship this in. I think that pack means we have to go Scrappies, actually. Like, we don't really have direction on the start. Most other things are taken. I think we can literally shove this in right now. And also, if we rep Scrappies before people are even finding Clockworks or Tinkers, they're less incentivized to go it. So if you like get them in early, nobody really wants to be the second person running Scrappies. Unless they just have no other option, of course. But yeah, I mean, I'll just ship it. That's fine. Ship the hell out of this. Absolutely. Do I level here to protect the streak? I think putting in a third one of these is actually okay. It also gives me better odds at finding stuff, right? I like this level. I think this level will help protect the streak. Better odds at finding, like, Scrappies are heavy. They need 3s and 4s. So, like, better odds at tier 3s. Some ass pull on, like, Alchemist or something. And this level doesn't hurt an interest point directly. So I think it's worth it. You don't really like doing early aggressive levels very often, but the value on it this early is pretty good. Like, basically the way you have to think about it is, and it depends, like, theoretically, if you scouted perfectly, you'd be able to, like, in some way be able to mathematically model this, but on average, that level will help us win like 1 or 2 boards out of 7. Actually, out of 6, I guess. Because there's only 6 boards you can hit at any given time. Because you can't hit the last board you fought. Level and lose? Yeah, I mean, you're fine leveling and losing. That doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can't hit this interest point no matter what we do. We can put in a second better Scrappy. How do these units like actually rank? Is Timbersaw the weakest one?
We can still come back from the last round.
I don't actually know how early game Scrappies rank. Now that they've been changed. So Scrappies can be adjacent to either assassins or mages, and we want to leave both options open. So we take the free roll here. There's bounty. That's pretty late. We really wanted to have 4 Scrappies on the board earlier. Because like when you high roll and find Tinker Clock early and Shredder, it means often you'll have the Bounty Hunter by then. I actually want to pair these tinies because I'm about to sell Druids and run the Bounty Hunter if I upgrade that. So we take this upgrade, we run the Bounty Hunter no matter what. So we have to be out of Druids right now, right? I think we have no choice but to be out of Druids right now. We want to be in 4 Scrappies, and I think the other unit just wants to be the 4th Scrappy, right? It's just our entire board should just be Scrappies. I guess it could be like a Quap.
Let me guide you.
Just for damage. That's fine, right? What's your highest math class? Something really low. I don't even remember, like pre-calc or something. I don't really agree with school. I was a very edgy and rebellious youth. So we could go for an upgrade on this tiny. I don't know. Scrappy Demon Hunters can work, right? Scrappy Demon Hunters aren't bad. I kind of like going Scrappy with 4 Warlock. I don't know. I mean, you can kind of just like... The meta right now is weird because you can kind of mix and match things a lot more freely. I don't know. I mean, there's a consideration that I should just sell the Vipers here. But there's a good chance I'm an Assassin, and Viper 3-star is good, and it's uncontested right now. So we have the best blacklist on this pack. It's actually very good. We'll take it for the free roll. 2 PAs. I mean, Scrappy Assassins is looking good, right? Like, PA, Viper, and Slark are all just, like, good. Whichever one you level is just good. There's an easy Basher? Bracers is nuts. As much as I like Basher these days, it feels like this has to be a Bracers game, right? It feels impossible to not choose Bracers here. Like, Scrappies are very kind of casty. And Quap 3-star is also decent. See, this is where, like, the meta gets weird right now. Because, like, I should be selling Quap to hit some interest point, or selling Tiny to some interest point. I could go to 3 Assassins on board. The thing is, she needs to be 3-starred. My progress on her is bad. Viper is trash for that dragon? I mean, you can pair dragons here, right? I guess it's a little too tight, too. I don't need to be in Mage. I think Scrappy Warlock is probably my favorite way of playing it. I would have to say. Just based on, like, what I know about, like, the different variants. It's a build that I haven't played much, though. Scrappy Assassin feels like you do want good bounty hunter progress to complete. That's not necessarily true. Man, my econ is shafted from my bench, though. Like, the PA pair and the Viper pair is killing me. Would you choose a dirty and smart girl or a clean and dumb one? Both hot? What? What the fuck kind of... What? Dirty and smart. How dirty are we talking? Dirty sounds like a plus. I think he means, like, from a literal hygiene sense. Like, she's walking around covered in pig shit or something. But it really just depends on how dirty we are talking. Right? And I guess we just go 3 assassins here? Sell Quap, she's shit on 3 assassins. What's wrong with Quap? I mean, my 1-stars are pretty weak, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the unit. So there's 3 different ways to play Scrappy. You kind of go for Scrappy. Last time we were in Scrappy, I think we got first place. We ass-pulled a Techies. It was a pretty ridiculous ass pull. I do think these Vipers are silly. I'm fine with that.
Trust in me.
If you go 4 Warlocks, what is it? Alchemist, Disruptor, Shadow Fiend, and what? What even is the 4th Warlock? Dude, it's been so long. I'm struggling to remember what Warlocks even exist in the game. Who's got a Warlock pair so I can click on Warlock? If I like... Necro and Witch Doctor? I guess the problem is Necro is like you're usually pairing Undead with him, right? That's like the reason you play Necro. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good. But playing Necro without pairing Undead feels like... That just feels wrong. Right? That can't be right. There's no way that can be right. That being said, I mean, the game is giving me early assassins. It feels kind of rude to not go early assassins if the game is giving them to you, right? So why do people run assassins with Scrappies? If they don't go bounty hunter. Because there was a surprising amount of people last time I played Scrappies yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Saying don't go bounty hunter with this build. Even with Scrappy assassins. Because PA3 and Slug 3 and Viper 3 are nuts? Well, of course. But like, why in this build? Poaching knife for the role player? And poaching knife on the early Tinker 2 is actually kind of funny. I just kind of hate this item so much, and I also feel like my board isn't strong enough to go poaching knife right now. Last time I picked it, it was a gigantic debate. It wasn't even close to it was the worst thing ever last time I picked it. Bye. That looks fine. Because you don't really care about slots, you only need disruptors the last unit. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the same is true for like a warrior comp. Like I like the idea of going like 6 warrior with assassin backline. I mean, 3 assassins are just kind of good, right? So my level to 7 doesn't really... I obviously wouldn't help my odds on the pre-level. This is fine. I mean... There's a lot of Scrappy, and it says Clockwork better than Timber. Oh, he's got 10 armor? Oh my god! Dude, what? 10 armor? 950
basically
HP?
1/8
Man, this hero is
One
good all of a
quarter
sudden.
gay hype.
This is like the second time I've played Scrappy since they made them 3 costs, by the way. PA and Slark being overtuned AF is the issue. Yeah, they're pretty tuned. Like, they just fit the... I don't know if they're overtuned themselves, but they fit the idea of the 3-star meta as well as the Mask of Madness meta just a little too well. For sure, for sure. Pick up the Witch Doctor, for sure. I mean, pairing Warlocks when you have a Shadow Fiend is just worth it, right? Clock damage is trash. That's true. This is a good start, boys. I don't know, Shadow Fiend is so open right now. That's part of the reason why I like the Scrappy Warlock finish. It's like nobody builds Shadow Fiend, and he's still a good unit. And it's a 3-star meta, so building things other people isn't building is important. It's a good time to be a Shadow Fiend player. That's part of the reason I like the warlock variant and Scrappy's. It really just like it doesn't. I don't mean shove it. Just like, you know, if it's all the same, I like the Shadow Fiend one. It's fine. It's like 4 health. Looking for a CM in the warlock variants? I don't think so. I mean, I could slap a CM in. It's what? This is a 7-unit comp. And then I want the 4th inventor, right? So that's either techies or gyro. I want some kind of ass pull. That would be like the 8th unit if I actually get it. It's not impossible to do some weird Deadeye thing. It feels running Deadeye without running Hunter just kind of does feel bad. I think I might want to go to 8 first. I mean, I'm looking for warlocks, especially like Alchemist. Alchemist is a big power spike to the builds. And it is kind of expensive. My tier 4 odds just go up a lot. I want Disruptor Elk, and then I'll have like 1 flex slot for like what, like the 2nd Shadow Fiend probably? That sounds good. I think this is probably the best build that runs for warlocks, right? Oh, so this is the only position Shadow Fiend can be that makes him attack the right one. It's pretty funny. I don't know. How many people think I'm supposed to roll here? I think leveling to 8 before rolling is just proper. It feels silly to roll so aggressively here. It's like I want my Alchemist odds. I want my Disruptor odds. I want to get like 2 stars of those like fairly early. But also, I don't know, the extra slot for like the 2nd Shadow Fiends. In the Gyro and Techie's ass pull, sure, the Gyro and Techie's ass pull is there. It does actually matter. You don't really want to design your strategies around ass pull, but it's kind of a bonus. Jesus Christ. Like the fact that my odds go from 10 to 50% or 15%. They go up by 50%. That's kind of nuts. Mask. And this is the problem with the Shadow Fiend version. It's like I can't use Mask. A build that literally can't use Mask is fundamentally flawed, right? Don't I just have to use Mask and then find a way to use it? I think so, right? I literally can't not choose Mask, I think. It just feels wrong. Not sure who it's good on here. Mask Bounty Hunter. Obviously, it doesn't fit on this board right now, but I need to find some way to use it in. And that's why Mask is not as highly rated as Moonshard ever. I'm surprised you rate it as high. Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to how you're like evaluating the meta. I agree with you. It should be docked a few points. But in every single, like, I think in like 4 out of 5 at the top builds, Mask is better than Moonshard. So it just depends if you're like, how much of a meta slave you are. Troll Warlord. Yeah, Mask on like a Troll ass pull would be good. Now we need 2 stars to actually get online. It's possible we went to 8 a little bit early, for sure. Because like getting 1 or 2 more 2 stars, like the clock, I guess online earlier would have been kind of nice. We have a pretty bad board right now. We're close to a lot of stuff, but we just don't have any power. There's Disruptor. That's a pretty nice power spike. That's a big one. That's the power spike we needed. So we have 4 Scrappies, 4 Inventors. Sold Bounty. Yeah, I think I have to sell Bounty. The one thing about keeping Bounty is like, there's the Techie's ass pull and go 6 Scrappies, but it's not even like the best thing ever. It just gives you the option. But I think our comp makes sense all of a sudden. We're pairing the Warlocks, double fisting level 2 Shadow Fiends. We're, you know, doubling on the Timber Saw as well. We still don't really have a Mask Carrier, which is the only problem right now. I mean, Shadow Fiend Mask is like the worst thing ever, right? Shadow Fiend Mask sounds really bad. And that's because it is really bad. Mask on Clock? How bad is Clock's ability? So should Gyro even be in back? Is Gyro a frontliner secret? I guess Gyro is a good assassin catcher. Because he'll just stand back. He's pretty tanky. He explodes on stuff. And it keeps my assassins away from my Shadow Fiend. I don't know, man. Double Shadow Fiend is just such a chunker. It's like people have forgotten how good this hero is. There has to be a better 4 Warlock build. I mean, I guess Scrappy's is a good way to do it, but there have to be other ways to do it. Shadow Fiend is so underrepresented right now. And he's not as flashy as, like, Pierre Slark. Maybe he's not even as good, but he doesn't need to be as good. Please take Mask off of Slark. How much damage is this? For 5 seconds? Isn't it just once a second? Isn't that kind of terrible? So I just spend the rest of the game rolling, right? Yeah, mini stuns a lot. Is mini stunning good? Stops casts. Mask on Gyro. Mini stuns win you games. It's faster than once a second. Try Mom on SF for 1 round and look at the damage for science. I'm pretty confident that can't be correct. Guys, his ult with lifelink is like really, really good. Like, I tried Mom on a 3-star SF already once before, and it went really, really poorly. And I was like, okay, yeah, Mom on SF is no good. I mean, maybe picking Mom here couldn't have been correct. I wouldn't have taken it if there was a better item than like BKB. I don't really like BKB. At the same time, I mean, I can't go for like a Slark 3-star, can I? It's actually open. I just don't think this game is actually going on long enough for it. It's the easiest day I got off my career. Finding the Alk upgrade would be sweet here. I don't know. We seem to be in this dilemma where we have this super casual Mask of Madness that we're very literally not using. Like, something is wrong with this picture. But it's... I feel like it's impossible to not pick it here. I'll just go with level 3 Slark at the end. The game might end too fast, of course. BKB on Tinker 3 slaps. Do I need BKB on it? You can put out a Slark 2-star right now at the cost of my interest. Is a Slark 2-star even better than this Shredder. No assassin bonus. I like Shredder. I mean, I have to put in both Shadow Fiends. That's just a necessity. Just rolling more for the sake of rolling. Just collecting 3 stars in the video game. But people are dying so fast. Apparently acid spray doesn't actually center on Alk. There was a Reddit post saying it like looks like it does, but he actually casts the effect on his target, which is super interesting. So I guess we've all been positioning Alk kind of wrong this entire time. Slark's not winning me any games there. 15. Ow. If I lose the next fight, there's a chance I actually have to spend before the creep round, which, I mean, that's just disastrous. If I have to, like, blow some amount of, like, some relevant amount of economy before this, like, round 30 creep round is just game losing. Scaled. I don't think there's enough assassins, right? Or sorry, not enough mages. I don't know why I said assassins. I'm not really close to any major thing here. I mean, I need to basically consolidate my board space. I made that post on Reddit. Oh, you did, Dr. Goulis. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it was a really good post. There's a lot of things that I actually didn't know. I don't know, the Slack 2 Mescamenas did a lot in this fight. It did a pretty crazy amount. We can see this amount here. It's 4,000. It is true, I don't really have the space for it here, though. So suddenly I'm good for through the creep round. But everyone's dying at around the same time here. The 3-star SF is going to be important. It'll basically consolidate a lot of space on my board, but it's a little too early to go for here. Troll Warlord can carry the mom, and it pairs with Witch Doctor, so suddenly this is just better than Slark, right? Is it better than Slark right now? So I could have put a Witch Doctor in over an SF2. The thought of doing that sounds really bad to me right now. I think I was not... I can't possibly have been supposed to put a Witch Doctor in. It pairs trolls, and with my Troll Warlord, I like pairing trolls, but that just sounds terrible. The fact that I'm still in 2 Warlocks is kind of awkward, but I don't see how I can not be in 2 Warlocks right now. It seems impossible. Gyro over Witch Doctor. Gyro's giving me the 4th Inventor, which I quite do like. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Burn interest points against creep rounds just to consolidate my options. I think I have no choice, right? Timbersaw? Timbersaw's good. We're on 6 Timbersaws? Okay. And I guess the best item for him is still this. And Alchemist needs the Dagon then? I want my Warlock to have the Dagon, right? That being said, I don't know if it'll actually lifelink before the Dagon cast. So maybe that's just wrong. Witch Doctor over Timber, what the hell? I guess it actually would have maybe mattered in the creep rounds. I still have this mentality where creep rounds don't matter, but this is the one where winning this actually gives you a substantial item. I should start like try to respect around 30. Like Witch Doctor here might allow me to win maybe. So we need to go to 9, right? I think we need to be running 4 Warlocks here. It feels like 3 stars might just matter more, though. Like, how do we not have 4 Warlocks here? Octarine? What's Octarine best on? I'm not close to anything here. One-star Disruptor is very, very sad. If Disruptor is 2-star, my board feels quite good. But at 1-star, it kind of sucks. And you have to wonder how important Gyro is. The new Inventor perk is actually like quite sweet. But none of them being level 3 does kind of hurt. Octarine Witch Doctor isn't as good because of the cooldown nerf, guys. Isn't it better? I mean, it depends how you look at it. I think Witch Doctor is a worse unit because of the cooldown nerf, but Octarine Witch Doctor is better because of the cooldown nerf, right? So if I'm already running Witch Doctor, Octarine on him is better because of the nerf. That's a big upgrade. I can't fit in Techies, can I? Techies has to be better than like one of these level 2s. Is it better than Gyro? Is that the one it's better than? It feels like taking Gyro out over one of the others feels like it could be wrong. And there's no assassins that I have to worry about jumping my backline really, which is really nice because my Shadow Fiend 3 and Troll Mom are very vulnerable when my backline gets disrupted first. This feels better though. 25 health is going to get chunked a bit here. Do I have to roll down the rest of the way? Techies will do nothing more than the gyro damage. Yeah, I mean, Techies isn't amazing. And I missed the one Timbersaw we missed earlier is really hurting us here. And now we have to just roll it down for sure. There's very simply no way I don't. I should just be selling the gyro, basically. Necro just can't be good at this point of the game, I think. My positioning and item choices here are still a bit off. I'm still just like, I'm very uncertain about what to do with this comp. Feels like Tinker charges less mana with Chainmail. Tinker can't have Chainmail, he's too mana starved. Chainmail's like a reverse Brooch of the Martyr, right? And I don't think I want that here. Go Brownies, you had 2 chugs. Come on, guys. I don't have it that bad, guys. Don't bully me about this. Oh, it's just me and BBG. Look at that. I mean, I'm on and out. A big one. I think this positioning is a bit better. He's got his Luna with Mom over here. I didn't see if it was Mom or Moonshard. I just saw the sword. And I think we want to like collapse on it with like Shadow Fiend's Troll and Techies. I think it's just really important focusing down the Luna, because I think if we kill the Luna, we just win. And we're good. So this is the second time I've played... Oh, he good gamed me. Ah, good game. This is the second time we've played Scrappies. I'm going to try this build more. I like it. I think it was the good choice in that spot. I need to... I need to get a bit better at it. Because it was... A few things were wrong there for sure. We were a little slow doing certain things. Maybe picking the Mask of Madness was wrong. Look, listen. If it was something better than a BKB, I would have snapped it there. I don't like BKB. That pick was more about me not liking BKB than it was about me jerking off Mask of Madness. It ended up working out. We found the Troll, which was the nuts. It paired with the Witch Doctor's Troll, and it gave us a mask target. However, at the time, it might have been wrong compared to BKB. We ended up finding the Tinker, which gave us the the Techies. Missing one Timbersaw was almost game losing. We should have had a Timber 3. BKB is cool because of Disruptor meta on Tinker, by the way. Yeah, sure. And Tinker's not as item dependent for other things like chainmail, because you just wouldn't want to chainmail on him, and he doesn't need anything weird like Octarine, so there's kind of less items that even work on him, and I can kind of see that. I think usually when you 3-star something, the item slots become very contested. That's why I don't like Octarine on Beastmaster, because as good as Octarine is, and as neat as it is on Beastmaster, and as cute as it is on Beastmaster 3, I mean, every item is good on Beastmaster 3. And then the competing slots become really big. So suddenly Tinker does want, you know, he doesn't really have that same need of, like, item demand, right? Because Chainmail lowers his mana gain, and stuff like Octarine is just useless on him. Like, what's a good... He's not a DPSer. That's big. So yeah, maybe BKB on Tinker's cute. We can try that next time. I'll try to play more Scrappies. I want to force them more, fit them more into my range. I think they're underrepresented right now, particularly the Scrappy Warlock version. Is EG going to win TI? No, probably 3rd place. BKB and Heart is neat, by the way. Heart is neat, for sure. Attack speed is good on Tinker 3? Is it? Why? It sounds horrible. Let me just confirm that this is terrible. Yeah, this is fucking awful. So attack speed on him... Okay, so to break this down. DPS 231. You're multiplying that DPS by 80. The reason why attack speed might seem good on him is because attack speed gives you mana charge, right? And that's why attack speed is a lot better than damage, because you're charging mana. You're charging mana 80% faster on your auto attacks, which is neat. He's very mana starved. But he's a frontliner. He's tanky. He has, like, the gained armor from the levels. He has the Inventor perk that makes him explode, and he just wants to turn his health into mana by tanking, right? He ends up not actually getting that many attacks off. His DPS isn't high, and his animation for casting is quite high. You just want to tank and turn your health into mana. You don't want to be trying to, like, gain more mana from auto attacks, right? It doesn't end up making any sense.